June 3rd, Rio, UFC 212. You heard Chris Cyborg wants to be on the card. One man that we know for sure who will be on the card, Max Holloway. He fights Jose Aldo for the featherweight title. There he is, the one and only. Wine Eye's own, Max Holloway. How are you, Max?
Good. How you guys doing today, man?
Great. So there's a lot to discuss here. You found out that you're fighting in Rio against Jose, Brazil's own. Were you all in right off the bat, or were you a little hesitant, like, I don't want to go all the way to Brazil to fight this guy?
I signed the contract first. The fight was taking longer than I thought to get announced because he didn't sign his contract. So I don't know what the deal was with that. I got the contract. I didn't even know I had the contract in my damn email. My manager was busy. I just randomly checked my email. I had it in there for 15 minutes, and I sent it back in 1 minute. I signed the contract. I saw it was in Brazil, and I sent it right back. This is like I said, like that saying going around, man. This is what kings do, man. They go to other kings' villages and they take over. That's what I plan on doing come June 3rd. So
you win the belt in Toronto, and then in the cage, as you mentioned on this show and other interviews, they say to you, you want to fight in Brooklyn. And you're kind of like, adrenaline and things like that. But then once adrenaline goes down, your foot was messed up, correct? And Brooklyn was just too soon. That's accurate, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah.
How's the foot now?
The foot is better. I still didn't get it cleared.
Okay.
We got. I think I got 2 more weeks of PT. It was first like they said like they was giving me 4 weeks PT, and then we went to doctors. They didn't clear me. They told me a couple more weeks, and we're doing the PT. We're finishing up. I think this might be the last week or next week. I'm not sure. I gotta look how much more PTs I got left. But yeah, the foot is good. The foot feels great. I'm gonna do that. The movie's coming up, so we should do that, and then camp start beginning of April, and yeah, man, I'm ready. These guys telling me that they're crazy, telling me I was running away from a fight from Jose. I fought much sooner when I fought Cub. I fought Cole Miller in February, and I fought Cub in April. It was like a month. It was a month away, so I was never scared of the fight. I wanted to fight. The injuries, doctors told me I couldn't fight. I wanted to fight. I was telling them, how could I get cleared? And they said there's no way I could get cleared, so it happens.
Which movie, by the way, are you talking about?
It's called Den of Thieves, man. Den of Thieves, Gerard Butler,
Wow.
50 Cent, O'Shea Jackson Jr. They got some big names on the movie, and I end up going shooting here in a little bit. I shoot in March. March 6 and 7 is my first days. I go up there, come back down to Hawaii for 12 days, and I go back up to finish the shooting for 2.5 weeks, and then we start the camp. So everything fell in place perfect with the fight, with the movie, and I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
What's your role in the movie?
The thing is it's about bank robbers and policemen. So I'm one of the bank robbers. I'm one of the bad guys. So it should be fun.
Is this your movie debut?
Yeah, it's my first movie ever, first acting ever, and I'm excited. We see what happens, Hopefully people can understand through my pigeon accent.
Do you have a lot of lines?
I got a couple lines. I got a couple of them for sure. So hopefully maybe we gotta talk to the movie guys and tell them that they need to put a little caption at the bottom saying what I'm saying,
And was this a WME thing? Did you get this because of the new UFC owners, or was it a separate thing?
I was at WME, man.
Nice.
It was funny because after a fight, whatever, that Brooklyn fight we were supposed to get, and then we found out we wasn't fighting, and then Dana White is actually the person who called me up. He was like, "Hey, man, these guys calling for you." Brad Slater, one of Ronda Rousey's manager. He's like, "Hey, they're calling for you. They want to know if you want to try out for a movie and blah and so on because they found out I couldn't fight in February 11th." So Dana was actually the guy who gave me the call, and then Brad Slater is the guy who finished up the deal for us. So it was pretty cool.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
In late December, I actually got a call from Jose Aldo, and he spoke to me for an hour, and he was saying how, people want to talk, but when it comes time to fight, they don't want to fight. And he said that he was offered a fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov, and then Khabib turned it down. When all this was going on, what were you thinking? I mean, from my point of view, it sounded like you wanted to fight him, but you just had a fight. I mean, you just fought like 4 days prior, and they're asking you to fight, less than 2 months later in Brooklyn. When all this was going on with Khabib and him talking, what was going through your mind? How are you reacting to all of this?
That's one of the reasons why I took the movie. I thought I couldn't fight February 11th, and he came out and he was yapping his mouth. It was funny because we were supposed to fight at 205. He got offered to fight me at 205, but he was complaining about fighting me there because he wanted to fight Conor or whatever, and I understand that. And then Conor got the fight with Eddie Alvarez, so it's like, this guy's already booked, come fight me, and he didn't want to fight me. And then he said, you can Google this for all you guys who don't believe me. He said he didn't want to fight me. He said if he wanted to fight Anthony Pettis because he believed that Pettis was an easier fight. And I told him, and then I called up my manager after I heard that bullshit. I told him I want to fight Pettis next, take out all the guys that he wants to fight. So he's forced to fight me. So, that's why we could have been at 206, but he didn't want to fight then. We got Pettis, and that's how come the whole situation with all the belts is going on. Could have defended at 205 or whatever. I understand it's an interim title. I understand he wanted to fight a guy, but at the end of the day, this guy can't be telling, nobody wants to fight. He the one that didn't want to fight. I damn fought a bunch of times in the last year. I forget how much fights. I'm on a 10-fight win streak right now. So it's mind blowing. And then the reason why we took the movie is because I heard the news about him maybe fighting for the 155 interim title. I was like, man, I'm not gonna wait around for this. This guy's gonna fight in March because they said the fight was going to probably happen in March. Mm-hmm. And then him, he likes he takes pretty wealthy breaks in between fights because of who knows why. And I wasn't about to wait around for him, so it is what it is. We got the title. He didn't get the fight. I got the movie. Things didn't line up, but now everything is lining up perfect. And I didn't care or whatever. The whole thing is everybody like, Jose didn't do nothing to you and this and that. I'm like, this guy is pretty much is one of the best guys in the world. One of the legends in the sport, and he's over here talking about how he wants to this guy that, and he's chasing this guy. He doesn't want to defend the belt until he fights this guy. That my thing when I look at it, if you're the best in the world, you're willing to fight anybody, anywhere, and anytime. And things happen. Injuries stopped me from fighting him on February 11th, which killed me because I wanted to fight him. This is one of the fights I always wanted. This is one of the fights I wanted since I was like 19 years old. Since I was watching the guy, since WEC, and now we're here. Now we got the date. It's in his backyard, and it's time to prove to the world I'm one of the best.
Just curious, when you found out that they offered him Khabib, did you call up the UFC and say, like, what's going on here? You just offered me this fight. I told you I'd be back. Why are you putting him in an interim lightweight title fight when I'm the interim featherweight champion? We're trying to unify these belts. Like, just wait a couple months. Did that frustrate you?
It is what it is. I had no control. I have no control over his money. It's and the thing too was it kind of scratches your head. Aldo said a bunch of things before that didn't go through. So when I heard this, I was like, maybe this is not gonna happen. And look, it didn't happen. So it is what it is, man. I couldn't control. I tell everybody there's one thing that you can control in this game, and it's your own damn feelings. And I don't worry about too much what they do. And when we get to fight, we get to fight. I was a little irritated, but it is what it is. I'm gonna see him. So I knew I was gonna see him sooner or later, and just so happened we got the date on June 3rd, and everything worked out. In Rio, in his hometown, main eventing, and I couldn't ask for more.
Did you get that brunch meeting that you were asking for with Dana White and company? Did you ever get to sit down with them?
No, we had dinner.
Okay,
we did. It is what we just, me and Dana White and a couple of his guys and my team we had dinner, but wasn't nothing too crazy, just regular dinner, and we didn't talk too much business, but we see after this next one, we go after Jose, we're gonna do what I'm gonna do against Jose, and then then we can talk down after that.
Yeah, I saw a picture. I think it was you, Dana, and I think your manager, Brian Butler. You guys seem very happy. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe Max got a new deal or something. Nothing of that came out of the dinner?
Nah, nothing like that, man. Just good time. Good picking Dana's White's mind, and it's just being good spot with the company. So it is what it is, and I just can't wait, man. The future's looking super good.
Yeah. Did you float the idea, okay, we'll do the Aldo fight, but then I want the Conor fight after that? That's the money fight?
I keep saying, it's everybody know who the money fight is, and everybody's begging for it. But at the end of the day, if Conor's gonna fight who he wants to fight, so I'm not gonna beg that guy for a fight. It's just one more guy on their knees trying to ask for a fight. I don't care. I'm gonna become my own damn money fight, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
And if Conor then wants to fight, they wants to fight. He knows if he ever comes back to 45, he knows who's his toughest fight down here. So he can come see me when he's ready. And other than that, it is what it is. If we go up to 55, the fight happens. They choose who they want to fight. So I'm not gonna beg. He's gonna choose at the end of the day who he wants to fight, and there's no reason to beg. You just sound like another freaking crybaby out here looking for a handout.
He still considers himself the 145 champion. Do you ever believe he's gonna go back down to 145?
We see. Everybody say that. Oh, he's too big. Can't make the weight. Yeah. I think he make the weight, I think so if he wants to. If he really wanted to come down, you gotta give him a reason, and we see what happens. We see what happens after June 3rd. We see if he gets a new reason, and I think he can come back down. And everybody says he's this big guy, this and that, and yeah, but at the end of the day, we're professional athletes, and we know how our body answers to stuff and what our body can do, and if we really wanted to do something, and he made the weight before, how is he feeling the weight before? It's ain't a new weight class to him. I think so. If he really wanted, he'd come back down for sure.
A video was posted just a couple of days after you won in Toronto, and you were it seemed like you were driving home. I think you were rocking the DeMar DeRozan jersey, and there was this group of people waiting for you in some kind of strip mall. Did you know that was happening? And regardless, what did it feel like to come home? I mean, Toronto, Waianae couldn't be further away from each other, and to come home after that long journey and to be greeted like that, what was that like?
It was crazy. It was crazy. They didn't get it, but at the airport they had something. They had pretty big stuff for me too, but my cameraman didn't have his stuff on, and and whatever. And then we found out that a couple people might be outside holding signs, so we was like, oh, it's cool. So we made him turn on his camera. I didn't expect that much people, but it's amazing, man. It was amazing, and what you said, it was just. It's crazy. It's surreal, and seeing people from the city that I'm from, and people I didn't even never met from the city, and they telling me thank you and this and that. It was an amazing feeling, and it's not done yet. Hopefully we got a bunch of more of those coming here soon in a bit, and it was a great feeling, man. Give some pride back to a place where it's kind of frowned upon. The city I'm from is kind of the low income city, and we always got the bad rep on the media and stuff, and to bring something back positive home is always great. Doing something great for your stuff and showing the kids that, look, if it's not where you're from, it's how bad you want it. If you want it that bad, you can be one of the greatest guys in the world, and anything you can do. Have you noticed a difference now, a couple months later, how people treat you in Waianae? Oh yeah, for sure. The kids here, the people here, they always treated me great. And we're getting noticed a lot more. But yeah, big difference, man. They love it. They take pride. A couple of days ago was the first person I ever had like that cried to me.
Wow.
An old grandma. She's like crying to me. I was like, she was so happy and enjoying it, and loving what I did. She was telling me thank you and crying. I was like, oh, you need to stop crying. I must stop crying, man. So it was fun. It was great, and give this kind of hope to people like that is amazing. Wow. By the way, when you met with Dana, did you talk about an event in Hawaii? Is this going to happen finally? Oh, yeah. Man, what's going on? So, what's the problem? I have no idea what the problem is. They're saying that it might be too expensive to bring everybody down and this and that. And I was like, come on, you can get your money back. I see that they want to go after the Korean Zombie. He's saying he wanted to go to Korea and stuff. Like, man, I'm gonna give him a reason. I'm gonna give him a reason to come to Hawaii. You know, we can get one in Hawaii for sure. I think, and I think it's just a matter of time. You know, I think so. We need a couple more guys doing our damn thing in there, and I think we can get one. I think before my career's done, we're gonna have one in Hawaii, and it's gonna be fun.
By the way, you are the face of Hawaiian MMA. There's no doubt about that. At one time, it was BJ Penn. What did you think when you saw his fight a couple weeks ago? I know you're not the best of friends. You don't train together, but I mean, considering who he was and what he represented, what was it like to see, you know, the way that fight played out?
And man, it sucked. You know, you don't ever want to see guys go out like that, especially a guy like BJ. You know, he's a legend in the sport. He is a legend in the sport, and you don't want to see him go out like that. You know, it's bad, man. You know, this some nights ain't your night, and he's been on a bad streak, but you know, hopefully, I don't know if he wants to fight again and or do whatever he wants to do, but man, you know, that just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and you don't wish anything upon something like that upon anybody. You know, you want to go out there, you want to see a fight, and it just wasn't his night, man. You know, hopefully, if he does come back, he gets in there and do his damn thing. You know, it was tough to watch for sure.
Do you want to see him fight again?
You know, who knows? You know, go give him someone that wasn't like an upcomer like Yair. You know how Yair is coming up and whatever. Give him somebody who's been in the game like him for a while, and you know, make an interesting fight, make him a money fight, and we see what happens.
Is there any concern on your part that the Aldo fight doesn't happen? Because I know you did the where's Jose Aldo and all that. Are you worried at all, or do you think it's going down? It's finally going down.
Well, yeah, though, I don't know, man. If it doesn't go down, if it doesn't go down in real, I have no idea. You know, it happens. You know, I understand injuries and this and that and whatever, but you know, at the end of the day, I have no control if he gets hurt. You know, I'm gonna be one pissed off guy, but you gotta control your feelings in this sport, and if it's not that date, you know, hopefully we can rebook it soon and get it another date.
Yeah, but
you know, whoever they want to fill in.
I don't want to put bad vibes out there. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, in the back of your mind, are you like not allowing yourself to get fully excited? You know what I mean?
Oh no, bro. Everything I do, I go full in. Everything I do, I go all in, bro. You gotta go all in, and you know, I gotta put my heart in there. You know, when I do my training, my heart gotta be in it. I can't be going in there if I'm half-assed thinking like this guy's not gonna show up. I'm gonna go half-assed go to the gym and train. No,
sure.
I'm getting ready for the best Jose Aldo that's gonna be, and that's what happens. You know? And if it happens, if you know, bad luck happens again, he has a bad streak, he gets hurt again. It is what it is. It happens. We're on to the next one. You know, we're not gonna cry. We're not gonna moan. It's gonna be freaking frustrating as shit. But I buy myself all in, man. You know, you want to be the best in the sport, you gotta do it. You can't. I can't go through training thinking he's not gonna show up. I half-ass training, and then he shows up, and then I go in there with half-ass training. I get my ass kicked. You know, and this is a sport where you're only as good as your last fight. And if I get my ass kicked in that fight, you know, people only gonna remember Max getting his ass kicked. So I ain't about that life. I'm full in. I'm buying in, and you know, I'm getting ready for the best Jose Aldo, and I hope he's getting ready for the best version of me.
All right. Last thing. Have you allowed yourself to think about the fight and how it's going to play out? And do you have a sort of vision in your mind how you're going to beat him?
Yeah, you know. Man, there's no surprise what Max wants to do, what I want to do. You know, I go in there, I strike, and I strike some more. You know, these guys keep telling me that that every time I fight a striker, everyone always tells me Max's striking is not as good as this guy's striking. You know, the Anthony Pettis fight, everybody's like, Max's striking is not as good as Anthony Pettis. Same thing with Cub, you know, and whatever, you know. And I'll tell you guys now, man, I've been making these strikers turn to wrestlers for a while now, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jose tries to do this against me come June 3rd. I'm going to go in there and do what we do best, man. I got some of the best coaches in the world. We got some of the best game plans. And every single damn fight, you guys see me raise that level all the time, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna raise the bar against Jose, and you guys are gonna find out. You know, it's gonna be fun. We got some secrets up our sleeves that I can't tell, but you guys tune in June 3rd to the pay-per-view. You guys gonna watch something amazing.
All right, can't wait for it, and I hope you have a nice suit for us as well, like you did in Toronto. Should be a lot of fun. What a great fight that is.
Thank you, man. We got a suit. We got a suit, guy, man. I got one in mind, and you guys are gonna love it.
All right. All the best to you, Max. Appreciate you coming on early in the morning over there, and good luck in training. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, brother.
All right. There he is. Max Holloway joining us. Great fight coming up. UFC 212, June 3rd in Rio.